Welcome everyone to our Packers News opponent preview virtually alongside Ryan Wood. I am Olivia Reiner. Today we're going to be taking a look at the second quarter of the Packers regular season schedule and giving you our thoughts and opinions on how those games might go. Ryan, let's take a look at that second quarter. Right off the bat there, the Packers have their bye, week 5, early bye. Then right after that, they follow it up with the only time the Packers are back-to-back on the road this season, once at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then after that against the Houston Texans. Then they will come back home to face off against the Minnesota Vikings, and then a very much anticipated trip out to San Francisco to face off against the 49ers in an NFC Championship game rematch, if you will. Let's zero in first, though, on that Tampa Bay game that the Packers will be on the road for. This game, it's going to be exciting because it's Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady. The last time the two of these quarterbacks faced off was back in 2018. The Packers lost that game, and in the series of Rodgers against Brady, it's tied 1-1. So this is going to be the tiebreaker game. How different will Tom Brady look at the helm of a different offense?
We're going to have to see. There's no question that they have weapons around him, and they brought in some weapons, and good friend Rob Gronkowski as well. Mike Evans being one of the most talented receivers Tom Brady has ever played with in his career. I mean, he might not be 2007 Randy Moss, but he's certainly up that list. So there's a lot of talent that they're going to have around him. How will Tom Brady look? It's speculation. We haven't seen him in this offense yet, but there's a lot of talent for any quarterback to enjoy playing around with that Bucs offense.
As I mentioned earlier, the Packers are headed back out to California, which was a dreaded place for them last season. They lost 3 games, twice in the regular season, once against the Chargers and once against the 49ers. And then they also lost that NFC Championship game against the 49ers in the postseason. Of all of the areas that they're going to be looking to improve upon, what growth do you think the Packers would like to see the most?
On the ground. And, as difficult as the pair of games were last year in San Francisco, having to go there on a short week after playing a physical Mike Zimmer defense in the Vikings is not what you want. It reminds me a lot of a couple of years ago when they went to Seattle on a short week, and they were in that game, and they wore out down the stretch because a West Coast trip for a Thursday night game is I'm sure the Packers saw that on the schedule. That was not something that made anyone happy. You look at the totality of this 4-game stretch. If there's ever a good time to have an early season bye week, and that's not something that a team prefers, they'd rather be much more middle of the season in week 5. It would be before a stretch of games like this. I mean, the road trips, the back-to-back road trips you talked about, going against Tom Brady, getting an extra week to prepare for an offense that it's still going to be pretty much in its infancy. Having 4 true playoff caliber teams. And the Texans are the kings of the AFC South. The Vikings are a team that is a playoff caliber team. And then obviously everyone knows what the San Francisco 49ers can do. That that week 5 bye week is going to be awfully important, especially because obviously you end that stretch with a short week to the West Coast to take on the reigning NFC champions. And what are the Packers looking for in that rematch? They want the match, right? There's going to be a they're going to see him again. They want the match. They want to make sure that there's competency and competitiveness, 2 things that really eluded them in both San Francisco trips last year.
We'll see if the Packers are able to capitalize on that early bye and take a little bit of a breather before a very challenging stretch of their schedule. That's going to do it for us today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you're checking out everything else that we're doing over on PackersNews.com. We'll have lots of our schedule preview up for you and some position previews as well. For Ryan, I'm Olivia. See you next time.